She remembered the day it happened. Tommy Feathers, a kid in her 6th grade class, had brought to class some raspberry pies he'd made at his parents' bakery. Tommy had brought a wedge of pie for everyone, but he put the biggest piece of pie on her desk. Tommy smiled at her. He had a rather big head and an annoying habit of humming loudly in class. He was a little slow. Already he had been kept back twice, so he was 2 years older than anybody else in the 6th grade. It was no secret that he was in love with her. Every day he tried to give her cards, stories, seashells, and now this huge chunk of raspberry pie. She tried not to be mean, but sometimes he really got on her nerves. "I don't like sweets," she said, pushing the pie back toward him. After school, Tommy showed up at her house, something he had never done before. "I made you a whole pie," he said, grinning and holding it out to her. "A whole pie made from yellow raspberries. They're like gold. Gold is my favorite color." "Golden raspberries?" Mom exclaimed. "Really? How marvelous! I never heard of such a thing." "We picked them in New Hampshire," Tommy explained, still flashing that foolish grin. "In New Hampshire." "I told you I don't like pie," Rachel told Tommy. "I don't eat sweets. How many times do I have to tell you?" Tommy lowered his eyes and bit his lower lip. "Well, I certainly do," Mom said, taking the pie from him. "Thank you, Tommy. I'm going to enjoy every bite." That was on October 28th. Next morning, her best friend Missy phoned to tell her the news. Tommy Feathers was dead. "He died in his sleep," Missy said. "Oh, my God," Rachel whispered into the telephone. She stared at the TV, a stupid cop show. A detective had just handcuffed a suspect, and the man looked guilty. Scruffy beard, haunted eyes, wild hair. The detective started to read the man his rights. "You have the right to remain silent," he began. "What does that mean?" the suspect interrupted. "It means you have the right to be quiet," the detective snapped. "Now shut up and listen." Rachel was half aware of Missy's voice in her ear, talking over the telephone, but she couldn't get beyond those 5 words. The right to remain silent. She could see them in her head. The right to remain silent.